We've done all of our prep work for shaping, so let's now go ahead and shape this equal stress field cone. So I'm going to come over to the shaping environment. For my shape method, I'm going to leave it set as the default for cable and membrane. I'll go ahead and click continue. Now let's review this real quickly. First thing, my number of iterations, 50. I'm going to go ahead and leave that set as it is. If you're working with a model that you haven't worked on before or you don't have a high confidence level in it, you might want to bump this down to as few as 3 or 4 iterations to see what happens and make sure the model doesn't go haywire on you. This I know is going to converge nicely, so 50 iterations is a good starting spot. I'll leave everything else here set as the default, and I'm ready to click go. Now as soon as I do, you'll see the model move around and start to take its shape. So I'll click go. And now you can see the iterations clicking by over here on the right hand side. Okay, it's hit 50. It hasn't quite converged yet. It looks like it's getting close. I'll go ahead and click go again to run up to another 50 iterations. And there we go. And now it's converged after an additional 25 iterations. So I'll go ahead and click finish. If I rotate this around a little bit, I can see that my edge cables have picked up some nice curvature. I like that amount of curvature. I can also see that my radio cables are clear of my struts. We don't have any major interference there. We can also check those further in detail once we've done our member sizing and run some analysis. But overall, I like how this looks. So just as an example though, let me go in here and add some curvature to these cables just to show you one of the possible things you can adjust at this point as you're going through to get the exact final shape you want. Let's jump back over to the model environment. I'm going to come down and I'm going to select the arc button, and I will go cables by string, and let's start with this string of cables right over here. Okay, perfect. I've selected it. It's been highlighted in white, which you can see, and you now get all of the information about that string of cable elements. So you've got the radius of curvature, the length to sag ratio, and if you want to play with any of these, to change the curvature there, you can enter in new values right up here. So let's just, for example, my length to sag ratio. Let's go with that. Right now it looks like we're just over a length to sag ratio of 14. Let's change that and let's see what 10 looks like. So as soon as I enter 10, you can see I get a preview white curve right above my existing cable. And let's say, okay, yeah, I want to do that. I want to put more curvature in here. So I see the preview. I can go ahead and click right click. It'll go ahead and adjust it. Right click again to finish. Now if I want to go around and real quickly make my other 3 sides match, I can do the exact same thing. Right click, there's the second. Right click again. Let's do the third side. Right click, it accepted it. Perfect. Let's do the last side. Finish. So let me put us in a top view. Okay, so now that's quite a bit of curvature, but I like that. That's what I want for this structure. So now, to lock that in place, we can make these cables constant length, changing them from constant force to constant length, so that now that curvature will pretty much be locked in place. So to do that, still in the model environment, I'm going to come up to type, and I'm going to select constant length. And now I can assign constant length cables to my edge cables by layer, make it really easy. Layer, edge cables, okay, perfect. And you can now see they've been changed from the purple to the pink to indicate they've made the change. Hit finish. So now, since we have gone ahead and done an adjustment, we need to go ahead and shape this again to get everything nice in its equilibrium position. So I'll come quickly back over to shape, hit continue, 50 iterations, hit go, and done. It converged in 15 iterations. So I can go ahead and hit finish. You can see that the curvature that I added to my cables held. Everything looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Let me put this in a top view. I like how this is looking. Now let me show you one other quick edit you can make here. When we go through and we make our membranes, we don't really like to have these really long sections in our triangles. What I want to do right now is I want to swap some of these to make this look a little cleaner. So real quick, let me do that. Come back to the model environment. I just need to come down here and hit swap. Now, this isn't going to flip a membrane element upside down. It's just going to change the direction in which the triangles run. So, for example, to clean this up a little bit, let's swap those. Let's do that and that. That's looking much cleaner. Let me do that around the model here in several places, just so that we're nice and uniform. Yeah, that looks much cleaner. Let's do that there and there. There and there, there and there. Okay, let's do this last corner over here. All right, I like how that looks. That looks much nicer and cleaner. So that's all I'll do at the moment. So there is showing you the quick swap feature to clean up your membrane a little bit. That looks pretty nice. Now I'm very happy with that. So there we go. We've shaped it. We've made some adjustments. We've shaped it again. And now we're ready to move on to the next steps.